I'm sitting on my patio watching the birds at the table that's just beyond that nesting box, and right now a white-breasted water hen pecking away at the porridge oats mixed with some nuts. I've been enjoying my time in my garden, enjoying being here at home over the last week. Whilst I've been in the garden, I'm trying to grow some tomatoes, and my little bamboo structure here is hopefully going to support some tomatoes in the next few months. But what it's done, it's provided canes for the Oriental Magpie Robins to sit on before they go in the box. A couple of weeks ago, a female came along and was very busy checking out the box this year, and after a little bit of building, bringing in bits and pieces of nesting, she then sat outside and broadcast the fact that she had a box. Oriental Magpie Robin, the two of them, the female's grey and the male is black and white. So the female sat outside singing and advertising, and the male came along, and you could see the male not really interested, just flying past and just sitting on the wall a bit distant from her. And she then obviously was meeting him somewhere else, came back and sat in the box for a couple of days, and was obviously laying eggs. She then started to bring food, and she was coming back with a little bit of insect or a worm of some sort, a caterpillar or whatever, in her beak, sitting on one of the bamboo poles here, and then going in, and after a couple of seconds, maybe up to a minute, coming out again, and every 2 or 3 minutes she was in, out, in, out, in, out. Over the next couple of days, I saw the female coming back here with food for her babies in the box, and the male then standing guard at this box. He comes and sits on the wall and sometimes on the clothes area here, and sits there with a beak full of food. The bugs are quite large that he brings, whereas she brings little things, he brings big things. Now, interestingly, it was almost like a 15-20 minute ceremony. He would stand there on guard, and at the same time advertising this food he's got hanging from his mouth, and he'd be singing with his mouth closed. It was quite lovely to see his throat moving about, so you knew it was him that was singing, because otherwise you'd expect to see his beak move. I saw this a few times, and then one time I saw her go into the box, sit there for a couple of minutes, and then he went up to the perch at the box, offered the food to her inside the hole, and then he flew off again. Now he feeding her. Interestingly, one occasion he came here with a slightly bigger bug, and she wasn't in the box. He'd stood on guard on sentry duty for about 10-15 minutes already with this bug in his mouth, and then he went up to the box. She wasn't inside, so he went in and he left the bug in there. Well, he came out and he stood looking. After about 30 seconds a minute, he went back in, brought the bug out, because he realised it was too big for the babies to eat, and he'd taken it there for her. How fascinating this is. The behaviours of Oriental Magpie Robins. Love it. Every year. This is the second box that we've had in this garden. The first one rotted away. We put up on the tree at the back, I'm sure it was about 5 years ago, and this year has been the first time it's been occupied. There's been a Oriental Magpie Robin house hunting this last few days, and she's been in and out of that box all morning. It's quite nice to see it getting used at last. Interestingly, the man isn't doing anything. The male Oriental Magpie Robin isn't doing a thing. He's just sat up on the roof up here, twittering away, as robins do, from twittering from a sedentary position. He's doing his territorial calls.
Ice cream มะม่วง
Oh, what have you got in there?
มะม่วง
Uh-huh.
กรีกโยเกิร์ต และอันนี้เป็นน้ำผึ้ง
So this one hopefully will last a couple of seasons. You've seen her going in and out whilst I've been talking, hopefully. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this video about the Oriental Magpie Robins and the birds in my garden. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.